It's Angela Dunn. Probably nobody's even gonna watch this video, but I had to just go and vent somewhere. Oh my gosh, the last 24 hours has not been perfect. So sometimes, sometimes things don't go the way they're supposed to go or the way that you hope they're supposed to go. And you just have to go with the flow. We can't find mine and Marty's passports. So 2 weeks ago, I don't know. Oh, what? Sometime in the last 2, 3 weeks or something like that. I had the passports out. I have all three of the kids' passports, but I had the passports out because we had to register for a cruise with the company that I work for, right? So register for the cruise, leave them on the counter. Who knows? It might have been more like a month ago. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not the most organized person in the world. This is a great lesson for me, and that's okay. I'm trying to laugh. I'm trying to have a good attitude about it. But so anyway, by the way, I'm Angela Dunn. I'm with Duns Against the Grain. We're a traveling family. We just started. We paid off our house or not paid off our house, sorry. We sold our house, paid off our debt, have our money in the bank for when we come back to put down on a house in the future. And we decided to take a road trip before we go to a cruise in the Caribbean with my company, right? So we're going to stick around the US and then we're going to go to Australia and we're going to travel who knows where. It's just going to do a world travel for like 2 or 3 years. And anyway, so back to what I was saying. So this is the first little leg of our trip. We're in San Diego right now, and we suddenly we were going to buy our tickets to Australia last night, and I couldn't find my passport, and then I couldn't find Marty's passport. I found the kids's, and then I remembered, again, like I said, I took them out sometime in the last month or so to register for our cruise, put them on the counter. I know they were on the counter in our kitchen, but our house has been chaotic. It was chaotic the last couple weeks, and I know they were on the counter, and I cannot find them for the life of me. I don't remember where I put them when we packed everything up. So we packed everything up and moved. We literally have sold and gotten rid of everything that we own, including the house, like I said. So I took everything that we didn't need for our road trip. We put it in our Land Cruiser, left it at a friend's house, and everything that we were going to travel with on our road trip, we put in the back of our Suburban, and we drove down to California. We've been visiting our friends and going to Disneyland, and now we're going to Legoland tomorrow. And which is why I figured out that I couldn't find that my debit card issue started happening, right? So that's another story. Anyway, so the passports, I go to buy our tickets for Australia last night, our one-way tickets, and I can't find our passports anywhere. They're vanished. I cannot rack my brain. I was so crazy the last couple weeks of closing everything out of our house, getting rid of all the last minute stuff. I mean, so if I gave you something and you're a friend of ours and you want to go through a bag that I gave you or something, that would be great. No, I don't. I have no idea. So anyway, I took this pile of paperwork that was important on our kitchen counter, and I put it in a backpack, or no, a tote, and it's not in, the passports are not in there, and they're not in the envelope with the kids' passports. And as soon as I was done with them, I should have put them away, and I know that, and I didn't. And now we are having our friends go through our Land Cruiser that's full of stuff, bins and bags and totes and stuff, and they're going through them to see if they can find our passports. And I have gone through everything. Everything at our, I'm going to show you. This is our room, okay? Those are 2 bags full of nothing. That's Marty's bag. That's Miles's bag. Riley's bag's over there. My bag. And then we have another bag over there, okay? Literally, there's 2 totes on the ground over there, too. Literally, everything that we are traveling with, that we have, this can be less than this, that we go to Australia with and start traveling the world with, but everything's in this room. And I have gone through everything. I need to have Marty do it probably, but I've gone through everything like 5 or 6 times. I went through the whole car. I went through the whole Suburban in the back of the car, underneath the little compartment. Anyway, so we go on our cruise March 16th. And if we don't find them by then, I mean, in the next week or so, we have to just pay. It's almost $500 to pay for mine and Marty's to be expedited, because there's a regular fee, then there's the expedition fee, and then there's the processing fee, and then there's the pictures. And yeah, so this is going to be fun and interesting. And I was trying really hard not to say anything on social media or to anybody. And I just thought, because I don't want to manifest it getting, I don't want to put that out in the universe that oh my gosh, we don't have our passports, because then we won't have our passports. My feeling is we're going to find them. And if we don't find them by, say, Monday, we're just going to have to go and pay the money and get the expedited things. And, it's not the end of the world. It's not the worst thing that could happen. My friend reminded me of that today. Like, there could be a lot worse things that could happen. So we're very grateful. Everybody's happy, healthy. Everything's good. It's just been crazy, though, the last 24 hours since I realized. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Oh, like, where did I put them? But it was crazy trying to pack up everything and be done with everything all at the very end. Anyway, so then here's the next story. Oh my goodness. And we have a video coming out on Friday. I'm so excited. We have a video coming out on Friday, I think it is. Yeah. So I should be getting the, it's all about the last week or so of our house, closing our house and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so then my debit card today got turned off by the freaking bank. This is just showing you that, like, not everything always goes as smoothly as planned. And I have a great positive outlook. I did have a few moments this afternoon of wanting to cry, and I think I did cry a little bit in front of the kids even. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. Oh my God, what are we doing? We've sold everything. We're trying to buy tickets. We can't. We don't have our passports. I mean, I could buy them, but what if we didn't get them on time? So anyway, then I go to buy Legoland tickets, and I realized that I hadn't changed my address. We hadn't changed our address with Wells Fargo, right? So I call Wells Fargo. I tell them I want to change our address, and then I have a couple other questions, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm looking at my debit card, and we're talking. I think, oh, wow, our expiration date is next year for my debit card. So I said, hey, I have another quick question. I said, would it be possible for me to get a new card that has an expiration date further out, because we're going to travel for a couple years. I want to have access to it the whole time we're gone. I don't want to have to come back just to, like, get a new card. I don't know how they would do that, send it to us in the mail in wherever we are. I don't even know, because we're not, who knows where we'll be. And I said, so can we get a new debit card? And he said, sure. And I said, but hold on. I said, I'm traveling right now and I'm using my debit card. I said, can we make sure that that one's good until I, like, how does that work? He goes, yeah, you'll be fine. You can use your debit card until you go to get your new one. When you get it in the mail, you'll activate that one, and this one will go invalid or whatever. I was like, okay, great, no problem. Let's do that then. Let's get one ordered so that when we get back to Seattle, we're going to have my debit card. Marty's going to have to do the same thing, because his expires even before mine. Anyway, if you guys have any travel tips as far as, like, credit or debit cards or banks or something, people who work really well with people traveling internationally, not having to charge fees. That's the other thing. So I asked him, I go, what kind of fees or what kind of things do you guys have as far as traveling, overseas? And he said, well, it's like a $5 processing fee every time you take money out of an ATM. And I'm like, can you imagine that? We're going to do that a lot. And I said, what about just using our debit card, like at places? He goes, no, it's like, I don't remember what it said, maybe a $2 or $3 fee. I go, well, that's ridiculous. Like, we're going to have so many fees racked up, so we're going to have to find a new bank probably. And then he's like, oh, well, let me check with somebody. So he checks with the manager, comes back, and he goes, well, they said you can reverse the fees every time it happens. I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot of work. And I go, what do you need to do to do that? He goes, you have to call in. I was like, we're not going to call from whatever country we're in just to reverse our fees every time it happens. Anyway, so then I go to buy our Legoland tickets, and my card gets declined. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is crazy. So I call my bank, and they said, oh yeah, it was marked as lost. And I said, no. And I told them what happened, and they're like, we're really sorry. You're gonna have to wait till you get your new one in the mail. And I was like, I'd kind of like to have a debit card that works right now with my bank. Yeah, no. Anyway. So anyway, I'm going to go to Wells Fargo on Friday and get a temporary card. But not what you want to deal with when you're trying to travel and be on vacation. We were going to leave to Vegas on Friday, but we may be looking at applying for new credit card, or my debit card, definitely, and then maybe new passports. So anyway, I sent Marty out with the kids because I had to be on the phone, and I had to go with my friend and look through the car with her on FaceTime. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to have some time to myself. I'm going to go crazy. So anyway, if this is the kind of stuff that happens, I just have to get used to it, right? Not everything's going to be perfect. We're going to miss flights. We're going to have hotels that we book that cancel, or who knows what, right? So I just have to be okay with that, and I'm trying to learn to go with the flow, and I know that it's not the end of the world. It's a little crazy, but it's all going to be okay. And if you guys have any suggestions or ideas about places or banks or good airline mileage, like credit cards or something, like we don't want a credit card anymore because we don't have any, that we paid them off, closed them out. But I know that sometimes they're valuable as far as earning points or mileage or whatever. So If anybody has any suggestions on that, comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like it and like this video because you love me. But also subscribe because you'll get to see our